What is up, guys? We got Rehab Vlog 7. Now, it's been quite a bit since we've done 6. Reason being, there's a lot that's been happening, and I kind of wasn't sure in the direction that things were going to go, so just basically waited a little bit more time to find out what was really going to be happening. And now that we know, we can go ahead and talk about it. So, where we left off was at the point where I was about to start throwing and just finished on ramping upper half lifting and was getting into throwing. So let's go ahead, take a look at, this is day 1 of throwing. Just playing catch back and forth with Eric, Sim, and my whole objective here with my throwing program is all I'm doing is feeling out my arm for the day. I'm not going to try and push it. I've got my pulse sensor on, so I'm measuring kind of the torque and the speed that my arm's moving at. And I'm basically balancing, how I'm determining the intensity I'm doing every day is a balance between how do I feel, and it's a balance between like what intensity did I throw at last time, if that makes sense. So I don't want to push it into areas where I'm not comfortable, but I also don't want to stay too far back, but it's kind of a balance there. So moving into week 2 of the throwing program, this is when things start to get a little weird. So you see my throwing looks very odd there, where it looked pretty normal in week 1. But everything, as you can see here, like lifting at that time was going great. I mean, this is 365 for 3 high pull reps and looking really good there. We've got some jammer arm at really high intensity. I mean, I'm freaking sending these things. Nothing at all in the elbow whatsoever. So we just kept on with the plan, keep going. As you can see, things look a little bit better throwing wise here. But yeah, just keep building up as time goes on. And velos started to climb as I started to feel better and better and better. And it all built up towards this day right here. So I believe this throw was 75 miles an hour. Or excuse me, yeah, that throw was 75 miles an hour, but it built up towards this day, where this one was 79. So nice and easy. Body felt great, arm felt great. But after that day, things started to not feel great. So basically that was hard for me to get to 74. It's pretty difficult. But at the same time, I mean, lifting's going great. So nothing hurts in lifting. I worked up to a deadlift max of 605 on that day. But there's no videos from this time period just because I'm kind of spending time figuring out what's going on with my arm. Work back into it. There's a bunch of deloads in there. Try and work back into this thing, and didn't go great. So as you can see, that throw on 9.6 was less intense than the throw 2 months before it, or a month and a half before it. So what the heck is going on? Well, at this point, I reached out to a doctor friend of mine and got a diagnostic ultrasound. And I was like, hey, I've got some tendonitis going on, because of course I thought it was tendonitis. And he looked at the ultrasound, and it is not tendonitis. It is definitely nerve inflammation. So what the heck do we do from here? Well, at this point I'm not throwing, and we're waiting to decide on what type of hydrodissection we're going to go with. So hydrodissection, basically what they do, they take a ultrasound and they find your nerve. They'll basically put it up here and find the nerve, and then they'll stick a needle in, and they'll shoot water around the nerve. So if this is the nerve, they shoot water all around it. And the point is to like push the scar tissue off of it, if that makes sense. Now we can also do that with like PRP, with the goal would be to like heal the scar tissue, or send some like growth factors to scar tissue and to the nerve itself. So not 100% sure which one we're going to go with here, but that's really the gist of what's been going on. It was super easy. I mean, within a month, I was up to 79 miles an hour. Body was feeling great. Arm was feeling awesome. And then after that one day, it just kind of took a big downhill, you know, and tried a few different things. Spent a week of no throw, spent multiple weeks of light throwing, had an anti-inflammatory in there with a week of no throw, a bunch of different things, and nothing cleared it up. So that's where we're at now. Basically, we've got a really pissed off nerve, and likely from the scar tissue that's surrounding it. So we're weighing options of what we're going to inject around it, and we will go from there. So not ideal, obviously a pretty large setback. be, I expected to be fully healthy at this point and back throwing, which is not the case. So only way to do this is how I know to do it, which is just look at it logically and move from there. So I'll make the best decisions that I can make and keep you guys updated as things go on. But that's where we're at for number 7. So I wish I had some better news, but that's what we got. Pretty large setback, and make some decisions and go from there.